We're not fucking them. Yet.
Next time, give it loud for everybody for Anthony Eugenio. We're gonna have next time. Very funny. Wayne Russell, everybody.
Welcome to the Open Mic Pain with Anthony and Wayne podcast.
Why, hello everybody, and welcome to an Open Mic Pain with Anthony and Wayne. And today is a special episode because we're going to the safe again. This is our first part 2 episode, and it's very exciting. I'm here with my co-host Wayne. How you doing, Wayne?
I am doing awesome. I'm very excited about this. As I've mentioned many times, the safe is one of my favorite mics to go to. Everybody there is always so supportive, and most of the time they're there for comedy. It's very, very rarely will you get a group or a crowd, a few people that will sit in the back and talk or be disruptive. Doesn't happen often at all. Everybody there is there to watch and give you their full attention. And that's why we say this is the place to go if you're trying new things, because people will listen and their reactions are genuine. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, it's always fun to go to the safe. It's a later mic, so it's easier to get to. Always, like you said, great crowd. It's sometimes a gay bar, or was a gay bar, or is currently a gay bar while we're in it. I have no idea, but it's awesome.
I believe after our first time going to the safe, Nick Powell had listened to the episode and messaged me privately and said, yes, it was the safe of a bank, then it was a gay bar, and now it is what it is.
Now it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Which is, so is like straight, gay, trans now? Because
Maybe.
we don't know what it is.
I will say, we actually... We actually never did thank Nick for clarifying that anywhere. So
well, we love
now's
Nick.
the time to do it.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. You're great.
Nick's great.
So what are you doing tonight at the safe, Wayne?
Tonight? Well, let me preface this with, a few episodes ago, I told you I was going to do a set that you did not know. And tonight is semi that. You know some of these jokes. You know a couple of them. I think 2. I'm going to do about 7 or 8 different jokes. You know 2 of them. I've been writing things down, kind of. I don't want to say secretly because we just write things. We don't tell each other everything, but I've been writing things down, and I decided tonight is a night I'm going to just throw a bunch of shit at the wall, see what sticks.
Not telling me is the same as keeping it a secret, you cheating piece of shit. But I am excited to see some stuff that you haven't told me before.
I am excited about it. I've been giggling when I'm writing it, so I think they're going to be pretty good. The tough thing is, though, is I think having not performed them yet, I don't know about having that confidence.
Yeah, well, it's so hard because we watched that Seinfeld documentary on comedy, and he does like one new joke in his set, and he's like, I shouldn't have done a new joke, like all this, and we're sometimes when you do 5 minutes and you want to try a new joke, it's the entire set. You're like, all right, I guess I'm going to throw it out there. And I am, at least for me, I've never done it the best the first time ever.
Oh, yeah.
A joke. It's always kind of clunky the first times I do jokes, and I got to work into it. I think like opposite for Justin George, who was on the last show, he says that usually the first time he does a joke is like the best polished version of it, which is really cool to do that off the cuff. So shout out Justin for being better than us.
Yeah, he's definitely he definitely has that improv aura. And sometimes when you have that, it's hard to recreate that magic. When you just have that fire, that passion for whatever you're saying in the moment, it's hard to recreate that.
That's
but for
true.
us,
well, so how about?
I was going to say for us who write things out and don't have that improv nature, it works just the opposite, where it just gets better as we practice it.
Yeah, we just find new stuff on stage. Love doing that. So how about me now?
Yeah, how about you?
Selfish piece of shit. So, I am going to do a themed set, which is very exciting. And I'd also like to shout out, it's not the same thing because it's a way better, I think, version of what I'm doing. but Connor, who goes to the safe, I'd
Mm.
like to give him a shout out because every time I see him, he does a different themed set of something. And
Yeah.
now it's the most excited I get is like, I wonder what he's going to do tonight. Because it's always the most unique version of comedy that we see. So, everybody
Yeah.
should check him out.
But most recently, I saw him was at Hollowed Ground, where I don't want to give his stuff away, but he had a really interesting, almost like a prop with his phone, that played
Yeah.
into his joke, which I thought was super clever.
Yeah, no, everything he
you're
does
right.
is clever. That's what I like.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, so we're going there, and my theme set, which again, it's going to sound shitty compared to that kind of stuff that he does, is just that I have a portion of my joke book called Vile, where I put stuff that I think is probably too grotesque for the general public. But since we're in LOL, which is not the general public, that is a cross section of the fucking Narnia of hell, whatever that cross section is, Narnia and hell,
And
that-
grotesque.
and grotesque. So the jokes will be perfect for him. So the idea is I'm going to read from the book of Vile, and it's going to be three jokes that I'm going to put over 3 chapters. So the first is going to be actually from our joke writing series episode called Exhibit B. I'm going to do my version of that joke at the safe. It's a great place to try a joke like that, that's for sure. And I'm going to name the joke, chapter 1, Exhibit B, because as you guys know, in the middle of that, it'll become apparent why it's called Exhibit B. So it's a good callback. I like that. It's kind of like how a show reveals itself in the climax. Second chapter will be Dr. Harold Ivy. Shout out to Wayne for helping me with that title. That's a great title. But, I don't know if
Very
it's
welcome.
going to be yeah, thank you. I don't know if it's going to be 100% get for the audience because of how I reveal it. I think I've told you how I, reveal the punch to that. And I think people will get it, but I have no idea.
The thing I love about that joke is people don't have to get it. He's just a character. But for the people who do, it's like oh, fuck, that was good.
A little extra flavor spice.
Yeah, it's just a little extra salt on there.
I like it. So I'm going to do that joke for this chapter 2. Then chapter 3 will be called Planet Earth, which I've done a couple times, but this time I'm going to try to, make it its final version-ish that I want to do with it. And that'll be, here's the Book of Vile. So just a themed where I like to do callbacks from the chapters and all that shit. I've done it before. It was, I had like what I call the love theme set, and I took it like all the loves of my life, and I went through, my childhood with my parents up to my wife, and I did jokes against all of them. And that was some weaker jokes in there that did better because I did that, I think. So I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I'm as always, like we said, really excited to go. The other thing I like about the safe is there's always people that I really enjoy. It's pretty consistent. There's people that I really enjoy watching. You always have, like the Jacques, the Justins, the Connors, Casey, Nick. Just I know I'm leaving people out, but just for examples, I love going there because you always you're going to see some combination of those people.
Yeah.
Which ultimately, it's fun to go up on stage and do your own stuff, but you spend most of your time watching comedy. So to be able to spend that time watching good comedy from people like that, always a plus in my book.
Yeah, it makes you want to do better too. Because sometimes if you go to one that you don't know anybody at, and then everybody just human centipede eats shit into each other's mouth from the start to when you go up to stage, you kind of lose your enthusiasm. You're like, I'm gonna eat shit too, I guess, out here since everybody is. And to go to the safe, you kind of feel like, especially if you get everybody that you just said usually goes towards the front half of the show, and you're right behind them or something, you're like, all right, well, I want to keep that momentum going that those guys have. So, LOL scene, it's a strong one.
It's true. You don't want to go up and disappoint, so you definitely give the extra 10% in there.
And that's really sometimes the make or break you on if you're going to get laughs is that You're selling the joke. You got to remember that. So someone's got to buy your sales pitch. And a lot of the time, if you treat it like just a day in the office, you have talked about it a couple times in some sets where you're like, I just wasn't selling it that day. And fortunately, that's where bombs are made.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. Well, I don't really have much more to say about this. I don't want to give anything away that I'm doing to you, so you'll know soon enough. I'm really excited to see the Beekaki joke in its full form tonight.
I know.
I'm
Me too.
pretty close to having mine done. It'll be ready for stage soon, but not quite tonight.
Nice. And I should say, too, that after this, I will presumably have a baby. So when that happens, I'll be out. This is my last mic, which I'm really excited that it's the safe. So please don't boo me.
Yeah, you're close to another mouth to feed, huh?
Yeah, and so you'll have a guest host on which we won't say who, right? We'll make it a surprise, or we're going to say who it's going to be in the guest host?
No, this will come out after that. Justin, so if you see this and you're a loyal listener like you should be, then you listen to Monday's episode.
Okay, so I think that's all we have to say when it comes to the safe, and we are very excited to go, as always. But we'll give you the reaction right about now. Bye, everybody.
What is going on, everybody? Give it up for Casey. He's doing a great job.
Okay, so I have a part in my joke book that's just titled Vibe. And
Works phenomenally for the dog, not so much for my wife.
of men and women. Like, men are expected to open pickle jars and hold the door open. Women are expected to like fold laundry and apparently take clothes to their face. How
Without
does
the fear of becoming the victim of a beheading video. There's nothing to fucking grab onto.
Dr. H. Ivy, how did you know that I had AIDS with just your finger?
I'll let you guys do the math. I'm not going to do it, but if you don't know, now you know. Or I'm like,
What?
Well, hello everybody. To an open mic pain with Anthony and Wayne. I don't yell and roll. That's how you get your butt touched if you yell and roll. So we are here at the Safe Part 2.
Podcast?
Yeah, butt touch.
I yell?
Yeah, if you yell really loud. You're wearing a diaper. No,
I'll be right back.
He's wearing a diaper.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
Yep, reaction at the motherfucking Safe with the Justin George. How you doing, Justin?
Awesome.
How was your set? Did you like it?
I think so. I think I did. I feel like it did really well. Really comfortable. Flowed. A lot different from the mic I did last night, but I think that's why it worked out great.
Did you end up the same?
No. No, I didn't know those people. Tonight was more of a. I called my parole officer and he said it was okay if I did what I did.
Yeah, I mean, you really gotta check that. That's true.
Yeah, it was. I think I'm just committed to the Safe now. Like it's like home base. I can say whatever I want as much as I feel like while I'm up there talking, I'm always comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But more so there, I don't think anything else. I can just go with that.
I'm going to say I think the Safe might be my favorite mic.
Yeah.
It is for the comfort. We talked about when I was doing the Ghost Bit for the first time, I got off stage and I had that adrenaline. I did 90% new material tonight. I did not have that adrenaline because I felt so comfortable.
Right.
So whether it went well or not, which some of it did, some of it didn't, I didn't have that adrenaline.
Yeah, we know
because
which one didn't. I fucking told you which one was gonna didn't.
Which one?
Your vacuum cleaner joke.
For people who understood, there was one girl that understood it at the bar, and I was like, My girl.
She went, oh.
No, she laughed.
So you're
She laughed.
sexist. The girl understood your vacuum joke?
Yeah.
Did she get the dishwasher joke too?
No, I always say that if I'm going to try something new, I'm normally going to try to break it out at the safe because it is a good place to do new stuff at. We all did 90% new, I think, in our material, right?
I think so. I've never heard your stuff
Yeah,
tonight.
I tried my stuff last night just to like, does this work?
Yeah.
And kudos to Maxwell Schultz.
That's One Boston Comedy, right?
One collaborative, one something.
One Boston Collaborative.
I don't know if it's Boston, but it's something.
It's something.
Yeah, I'm
We'll
sorry.
figure it out.
I
Because
apologize, but
I'm probably going to go there next week, so we'll have the.
well, that's gonna go well now. You're gonna have to dub the whole last 30 seconds. But it was just what was cool. It was a feedback mic, and I heard what all of them were saying, but it was like it's 3, 4, 5 different like views of a bit and how you can do it. And I always like try to look at the joke. It was like you can look at it different levels. The most I got out of it was I need to get more comfortable going to different venues to say, because some stuff I did tonight was similar to what I did last night, but like last night, I don't know if it was the vibe or whatever, but like tonight I had fun. Like I didn't need, like I wasn't working or trying. I think it was just more like I told you guys, like test anxiety. Like I was more worried about the feedback, which I shouldn't be because that's what I'm looking for. But I had a blast.
There you go. How about you, Wayne? What did you want to try and how'd you do?
So since I did Dick Talk, I've been very set on like a one premise type of deal, and I wanted to break that. So what I did tonight was, actually last night, I took a bunch of premises that I had, I think it was 8 to be exact, and I rewrote them and put it into a 5-minute set. And that's what I did tonight. I didn't do one long premise with a story type thing. I mentioned in one of the last episodes that I feel like I'm a story comic because I find it easier to remember. I took 7 or 8 different ideas, different jokes, short jokes, and I did them to see what would hit and what wouldn't, so I could kind of build off them. Some of them hit, some of them didn't. Yeah,
That's what it's here for, though.
So
that's what you're here for. Yeah.
So you feel more comfortable like doing a set of one topic?
I do.
Okay.
I do because so the problem I ran into tonight, and you might have seen, I had my phone on the stool.
Right.
And that was a safety measure, which I probably didn't need, but I did look at it. I didn't need it, but I looked at it. I have a hard time when I was practicing today. Out of 8 bits or 7 bits, I would always forget one of them. And I know I wanted to end on one particular bit.
Right.
And a few times when I was practicing, I realized I forgot one. So I did the bit that I wanted to end on, and then I was like, oh fuck, I didn't do the one about this. So I had that there just so I could look at it before I started my last bit. That's my first time using notes or anything, which is fine. I'm fine with it.
That didn't seem like it too bad.
I think it's
No.
like to be honestly watching, and not to like, pop our own tires, but we don't like look a lot. What I've noticed from hanging out with you guys, it's not so much like looking at it. It's there like a safety net type thing. If I need it, I could just like. But
Unfortunately, I record all of our sets, so I'm fucked on that regard, so I just gotta remember it.
Yeah, so with that in mind, we mentioned in the previous episode that we don't use notes because we come for the most part, we come once a week. So we have an entire week to practice what we want to do, and it's not really needed. If I was coming up 2 or 3, 4 times a week and I was trying new stuff, I would 100% all the time right there. But for me, I practice it so much for that one 5-minute segment a week or 4-minute, 7-minute, whatever it is, that I don't need it because I say it so much. But tonight I was really nervous and I had it and I kind of leaned on it. That doesn't mean it was a bad thing, but I leaned on it.
I think it was great.
How do you
I
think
like
you
the new stuff.
How do you think you did?
So I tried, this is called the Book of Vile. This set, I wanted to do a theme set where it was just the shittiest stuff you can say that I have in my set, for LOL especially because it's a piece of shit city. It did alright. So the first joke was called Exhibit B. So I could talk about Exhibit B because this is a podcast joke. So this was a joke that we brought up on the podcast. I fleshed out on the podcast for us to do live. Wayne will do a version of it someday whenever he writes his version of it. Shouldn't rush it.
Nope.
You should just do it when the joke comes. But yeah, so we're gonna try that shit a couple more times and see how it goes. And that went okay. That was probably my weakest joke. It's my first joke. But I thought it was good.
This is my escort.
Yeah, pretty good. 11-year-old boy in the front. See how you like him.
Kind of tough.
So my second joke is called Dr. Harold Ivy. So that one, I actually did a lot better on that one this time. I ran it one time before.
That was good.
And then I finished up with a joke for my wife because she's about to give birth. So wanted to get one more in on her before that joke is flushed down the toilet. And that did pretty good. Yeah, so all around it was all right. How did you guys think I did?
I think you did great, and I want to touch real quick on the Beekaki joke.
Yeah.
So that will probably come out right, we usually do Monday, Friday. This will come out the Friday after we do that episode about Beekaki. So I didn't know you were doing that tonight. I was really excited to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be writing that joke on my version of it, and probably next week when Anthony is not available, I'll be doing it. And then we'll do an episode at some point. We'll play the entire version of each joke and then rewrite it. So
I thought your speed and rhythm tonight was more natural. It didn't. You know, we've talked about like different ways of writing.
Sure.
But like tonight it seemed like you were talking, not like there wasn't a script. There wasn't a script going on.
No,
it looked like you were talking and telling us something. Not.
Yeah, that's the benefit of new stuff. Where you're really I'm really trying to get this point across to them.
Yeah.
When I was doing California Sober for, I don't know, 12 times in a row.
I think we figured out. I think it was like 8 times before you stopped tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it again. I love that joke. But you're right. I could be scripted. That's a hard thing to work out when you do enough sets in a row. Is the only way that you're gonna get people to be interested in what you're saying is if they believe that you believe what you're fucking saying.
Right.
Because it sounds like you're reading up a script. You're not gonna get the laughs out of it.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think that was the most genuine set that it appeared to be in the audience while you were talking.
Well, this one was a silly set. It was my first one where every premise was extremely silly. I'm pretty silly across the board, but this one was extra silly. And it's my favorite type of comedy, so I was definitely having the most fun I had in a while doing that one. But man, did I want to just fucking take the life vest of one of the prison joke or California Sober. This guy,
That is a really hard thing. I don't know how you feel about this, but I got really comfortable with dick talk and I got to laugh every time I did that. And from the point it was a 2-minute set up to a 5-minute set, I got laughs. And then when I did the ghost joke, I was like, ugh. And then now I'm just you get really comfortable with that. And it's so hard to not just go at the last, call an audible at the last minute, anybody like TikTok?
Honestly, I feel the opposite.
Do you?
I want to get it. I want to get this bit good, and then I'll put it away because I want to do this one now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do this one now. And I want to know if I have tons of rough ideas. I want to know is this idea funny? These are things not so much it's done, but
there's something there.
It's something there. It's workable. And then it's I want to check this idea out. So it's but then at the same time, it's almost all right. So we're still just doing open mics early on. I don't want to bomb enough where someone goes this guy sucks. Mm-hmm. But I want to hey, I think
Trying
this
to
is,
stop.
I think this is hilarious. Do you guys think this is hilarious?
I know. Our first couple mics, we were definitely like we were doing different 5-minute sets almost every time, especially when we were going to the same places. And I think the only reason why I switched to trying to keep a joke consistent over multiple times is how much I write just from the experience of doing the joke. Because a lot of the best tags or best cadence I've had is just by repeating. Like California Sober was completely fucking different. The whole second half of it
yeah, 100%.
to how it is now. So that I wouldn't have done without repetition. So that's nice too. And you look at like any touring comic. Like John Mulaney, his last special, he probably did that joke about rehab that he does in the beginning, 400 times probably by the time I did that live. So you get a lot of stuff from repetition.
Yep.
It also feels good not to set sometimes. Because man, you try new stuff, you just eat shit.
But it's funny because we went to Salem last week, and we both did things that we've done to laughs, and it was complete silence. So,
So do you feel like it was the same energy? Do you guys think you were doing that, or do you think it was the same thing what I was telling you guys about last night, where like it wasn't like safe zone, and you weren't like as committed, and the crowd could fucking see that shit. And when you're like,
I thought I wasn't as committed, and then I rewatched the video. And I was like, I did the same exact shit as the last week.
I was super committed too. I wanted to go well so bad
because there was a lot of people.
But you know who did well? So I was thinking about this a lot because when you bomb, as we did, the whole week till your next set, you're like, what happened? But I recalled back and went, who did good that night? Because a lot of us did shit. But who got laughs? And there was, we've seen it before. Joe, he had the joke about the 6 or 7 one-hitters, whatever.
Oh, Joe, yeah. From Temple Bistro.
Yeah.
You remember him?
the host?
No, Joe, it was the other guy, the guy that was sitting like right behind us on the left.
The older gentleman.
Oh yeah.
He was great at Salem.
Yeah.
And we're different. Is what it
We're
is.
very different.
We're very different comics.
Very different.
And everybody who was like us did not do well. And a couple people had Joe style. They actually did really well there.
Right.
So it's not, just not us. That's what we're gonna get out of the mics.
But you can't find your audience while you're doing open mics. That's
sorry.
like later on. It's more of these people don't like my shit, and noted.
I go to Portland every once in a while just for the ass kicking that place gives me.
The nice thing about the open mics though is you don't find your audience. You're hitting different demographics everywhere you go. So if you're consistently getting laughs at a joke, it's probably pretty good.
Or I can give you an anchor point in a joke,
Or
you get a laugh everywhere with this, and all the different demographics are, all right, this is the anchor. I know that this is funny no matter what. And in California Sober, I have some trans jokes at the end of it, and sometimes it's best not to say those, depending on where you are. Depending on if anybody in the crowd's hair is not a normal color, if it's like one of those colors that they had to manufacture. They hate me.
You know who you are.
You know
Wayne.
Exactly. Their name
You can have
used
a hair
to be
color, you don't
Wayne,
care.
and now it's Jane, and it's dark blue. I did my first joke I did on stage I was telling you about earlier. It was a dick pic joke. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I did it square, and then I did a Tesla gay joke.
Oh yeah.
And I did it right into the
You
hair.
you found a villain. You created a villain.
Myself. She was right to hate me, but she did. She stared me down.
I think this would be a fun topic video, but for what you can say and can't say, or should say and should not say, and playing to your audience. Because I'm all for whatever you think is funny, go for it. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but at the same time, it's a comedy show. As long as it's not hateful.
Yeah, I want to hurt people's feelings. If your feelings could be hurt by words at a comedy show, you deserve it. How about that? That's how I feel.
And you gave me shit for Bill Cosby. You son of a bitch.
There's a big difference between hurting someone's feelings and stopping their feelings.
So alright, you brought it up. Like I watched that top 10 comics thing, and I paused it, and I was like, I can't believe
I had to say something.
Anthony. you not enough. Like, but it was like I texted him like the fact that he's in the top 10 and Anthony didn't even vote for this guy.
Yeah.
What does that say? I can't believe you.
He was happy.
Man, I was upset that I wasn't a part of that video just to be like, what the? Like,
But don't fuck with me
So
because
was
you told me he was in your top 10.
oh yeah, no, he's in my top 10.
He would've been higher.
Right, he's in my top 10. But by consensus, by not voting for him, and you voting for him, so that means Bill was number 1?
Yeah, like listen, Roger Clemens
No.
and Barry Bonds are not getting into the Hall of Fame.
Bill, I think was for me. I think Bill Cosby was like number 5 or something.
Yeah.
But we had so much overlap that all of our overlap made it very top heavy.
Yeah, someone called us out for not putting Patrice O'Neal in there.
Yeah,
That was
I
him.
did.
Like,
Me,
yeah, you're
motherfuckers.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think you guys should redo those videos of
Put Patrice.
top 10, period, and then favorite top 10. Like a Mount Rushmore
It's-
of 10.
Well, we have a Mount Rushmore, so a top 5. I think Mount Rushmore 4.
I don't fucking you and
Look it
your
up.
top videos.
Man.
Listen,
Me and Wayne had a bet that the top video. I would said that no one fucking gives a shit about who we care about comedians.
No.
Oh,
Wayne
and-
said people we're gonna care about.
No.
and
And it would be in the top videos that we did, right? Or is that?
it was. I mean, it
has
is.
three, it's not.
It is.
Top 3 of 12.
You guys just started making videos. You guys started.
It's still in the top though.
This is it.
Yeah. It's still in the top.
You just keep looking on. You keep getting on different laptops and opening
If-
up things.
If you're gonna rely on me to do the social media and set everything up, you have to trust me with what I choose is going to be a good episode.
That's a strong point.
He's like, you know what people
Social
have been
media.
asking about? They haven't been asking about your open mic experience or your comedy. They've been asking about who you like and your favorite.
I think it was a good idea. It was eye opening, but I also lost a lot of respect for you guys.
Yeah, I lost respect for myself doing that thing.
Well, if you agree, comment in that video. Not this one. Don't comment on this one at all.
And tell Wayne that you love him. And that was a great video idea. And it's been the fastest.
It's a great video idea, but it's highly debatable, and I think
Our taste is shit.
yeah. Just
Wayne's.
yours.
Mine?
Never mind.
Good.
No.
Checks in the mail.
No,
Do
I
it.
think I think it should be like a redo of Mount Rushmore top 10 and like who inspired you top 10. Like who is your
Inspired.
favorite?
I like the inspired one.
Inspired.
Like Bill Cosby could still be in there, but who like turned you on to comedy?
Maybe we'll do like a Big Brother episode where we're like, we can take one comic that inspires us and talk about him.
I don't think Bill Cosby,
Bill Cosby
technically
would be
turned
the
anybody
big
on
brother.
because you can't turn unconscious people on.
Waka waka waka. It's almost like we practiced.
It's like all of that.
But anyways, so overall, how would you rate tonight? You did good. You liked it.
Yeah, I think
You
I
learned
did pretty good.
something?
I gotta listen to it. I never know how I do until I listen to it, but I think that it was consistent laughs for most of the time. I had to talk them into the B joke, but they got it by the end.
I'm really excited to do my version of the B joke, which I haven't written yet, but I have ideas.
Yeah, that's gonna be fucking
Anthony
sick.
told me about 14 years ago that I was not allowed to say some of the stuff that I wanted to say, so I'm not going to do that. But I feel like the stuff that I did tonight was pretty good. How about yourself?
I'd have to go back and watch to see what I missed, but I had a blast. I think there was some laughs in there.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be talking about your last show for a
Some
while.
stuff. Yeah. I have 15, 16 more of those.
16 more to go.
Yeah. I
Then you just buy a
I
whole
was
pack.
even if I missed stuff or I stumbled,
Yeah.
I was so comfortable. I was like, I felt like I was in my living room.
Mhm.
Everything flowed. If I missed stuff, it's not like it wasn't that important. And I think like I told you guys, I tried to like change my writing style. I gotta keep with what I know. And what I did tonight was that. Yeah, I had a blast. That was a lot of fun. That was,
Yeah, it was a good time.
I don't know how successful it was, but that was the funnest night I've had, I guess.
That's what it's all about.
Hell yeah.
So we're gonna give it up to Ren. We're gonna give it up to Casey.
Oh.
Did a fantastic job tonight as host, and we'll see you guys soon. Another step towards the quest for laughs.
Please hit me.
sometimes a gay bar, or was a gay bar, or is currently a gay bar while we're in it?